Hey guys, I'm Ariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe down below before you leave, and you can go ahead and hit the post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a really cute, really quick fall makeup look. So this is going to be more like a vampy makeup look because I feel like I haven't done that yet. And this is also going to be catered to wearing a mask as well, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. I do have some mask makeup routines on my channel already if you guys want to check that out, which is my routine for wearing makeup under masks that will last. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is prime my face. So I actually already moisturized it, so we're gonna jump straight into primer. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I feel like this is a really good primer for making the makeup stick and stay on your skin and last really long as well. So I'm going to take like this much of my nail, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to my whole entire face. And I like to focus the primer around the area of my mouth and the corner of my mouth, and also under my eyes, just because I feel like that is where the makeup touches the mask. So that is where I want to make sure that it does not move from. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is use a matte primer. So I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Superstay Primer. This is my favorite primer to use because it is super full coverage. So I do suggest just using a full coverage primer just in case some of the makeup does come off, then it will still look just like it should. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to my whole entire face. Go in with a full coverage concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is satin finish. This is in the shade medium beige, and I'm also going to concentrate it just right under my eye, just because I don't want to bring it down too low because that is kind of counterproductive. I'm going to highlight my nose and my forehead. I'm going to go ahead and blend it out, and I'm going to try to keep it as high as possible just because I don't want it to be going down to where my mask is going to be. So next I'm going to go ahead and set my whole entire face using the Airspun Translucent Extra Coverage Powder. So I'm going to really concentrate a lot of this powder on my highlight areas and around my mouth just so that I can really set and lock in the makeup. I really like to pack it on around my mouth area. I'm going to switch to a big fluffy powder brush and get a good amount of powder around my jawline, which is where my makeup usually tends to touch the mask. So I'm going to add some bronzer and contour with the Ace Beauté Bronze in Paradise palette. I got this in my BoxyCharm box, and I feel like everyone has this palette and it's really good. Definitely recommend. I'm just going to put this in my regular bronzing areas, and I'm going to kind of try to keep it a little bit higher than it usually is, just so that the mask doesn't really touch it, and if it does, it's still there. Also, so you can see that my face is bronzed and contoured even though I will be wearing a mask. I also like to pack it on and then blend out the edges. Then I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. So I like to just make two lines down the sides of my nose, but still on top. And then just kind of outline this little button area on the tip of my nose. And I like to take the brush that I used to pack on the powder around under my eyes and around my mouth and just go over the contour just to soften it up instead of blending it out. Next, I'm going to go in with kind of a darker blush. So this is the MAC Highlight the Truth Mineralizing Skin Finish blush, and this also does have some pearls in it, so it is a little bit shimmery. Get it off on my hand before I apply it to my face, and I'm also just packing it on as well, and then kind of blending it in with my bronzer, also keeping it pretty high up on my face so that this doesn't really touch the mask either. I like to bring the blush all the way up to my temples and kind of marry it with a contour and put it in the same places that I put the bronzer, only on my cheekbones. And then I also like to put a little bit on my nose just because that is something that I always do, and even though you can't see it when I have the mask on, I just like to do it anyway. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face because I have all of my powder products on, and this is also going to help your makeup last really long because you're locking it in at different times in the makeup routine, and this is only the first time that I'm going to be setting my face. So this is the Morphe setting spray, and you just saw it die. I just completely finished this bottle just now. Yeah, there's nothing left in here. So now that I set my face and I have my base on and all of the powder, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. I'm just going to quickly fill them in with this Trace mini brow pencil that I also got in my BoxyCharm box. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. If you guys want to see a full in-depth tutorial on how I do my brows, I have a video up on my channel already. You can check that out. For the eyes, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Warm Up Sessions palette. Pretty fall, so I'm just going to be going in with this palette alone. If you don't have this palette, these are some pretty basic fall colors. So I'm going to go in with this kind of brown neutral shade and mix it in with this orange shade to create a really nice fall looking transition shade. And I'm just going to put that right on top of my crease and just blend it in. And I'm also going to drag it out to my temples and kind of blend it in with the blush. I'm going to go in with this kind of bright red shade, and I'm going to put this right in my crease. I try not to bring it up too far either, but also blend it in with the last shade that we put on. And I'm also going to drag it out to the outer corner and the temples as well. So the last shade that I'm going to be using is this deep red, brick red kind of shade. And I'm just going to put that right all over my lid. And I'm just going to keep this in my lid area, and I'm not going to drag it out at all. So I'm going to take my powder brush and I'm just going to dust off the excess from my face. I'm going to take the excess of that dark red and put it right under my lower lash line and just smoke this out just a little bit. And I'm going to take the blending brush that I used to put on the first transition shades, and I'm also just going to smoke out the red from the bottom. Last thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this shimmer shade in the middle, which is like a bronzy gold shade, and I'm just going to put that in the center of my lid, just to add a little pop of shimmer and some contrast. And I'm also not going to take it too far up onto my crease or too far into the outer corners of my eyes or the inner corners either. And for lips, I'm going to go ahead and use a combination of the NYX Lip Lingerie in this shade Beauty Mark, and the Soft Matte Lip Cream by NYX in the shade Abu Dhabi. I actually do want to add some liner, so I'm going to be taking my Wild Mega Liner. So I went ahead and added some liner and lashes, and this is the final look. Okay, I feel like it looks very fall, very vampy, and I'm super proud of this. I feel very in this season. All right, so this is the final look. We're going to have a little montage. Hey guys, so that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe down below before you leave. There will be a whole bunch of Halloween spooky content on this channel for the whole month of October, so definitely you want to stick around for that. If you haven't already, please don't forget to follow me on my social medias. That will all be in the description box down below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!